so much better, and I notice that I also sleep better, and I'm always in a good mood, and I believe it's all because of the BioTE treatment.
To schedule an appointment to find out if BioTE is right for you, call 731-462-3596. That's 731-462-3596.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Take us with you wherever you go. Download our free apps for Apple and Android. Visit newstalkwtn.com. Then click to download.
The Southside Hawks play here. 96.5 FM, News Talk West Tennessee. NewsTalkWTN.com.
He's a showboat. He's a grandstander. You know that. I know that. Sold his company for a tremendous amount of money. And he went out and bought a big yacht. And he had a very interesting life.
Live from Jackson in the heart of West Tennessee, this is the Dan Reeves Show.
He is a sick puppy.
Monday afternoon. How are you today? Great to have you along with us. My name's Dan Reeves. Along with Larry Newman, Gina Langley will be along here in just a couple of minutes. You may join us. The phone number to get in is 731-265-6496, 731-265-6496 to get up in here. Whatever's on your mind, that's what we talk about as we check the pulse of West Tennessee. 731-265-6496. Jackson Ivy and Wellness Clinic phone line. You may also reach us via the text line sponsored by Advanced Rehab and Medical. AdvancedRehabJackson.com. Dr. Shannon Bone is ranked in the top 10 in the world when it comes to chiropractors. Now that's stout, isn't it, Larry?
It is stout.
That is really raising the bar.
Remarkable.
It's incredible. Incredible. Dr. Shannon Bone, AdvancedRehabJackson.com. The text number to shoot us over a text is 731-800 8398. 731-800-8398. From the Gene Langley Ford Studio in Jackson, Tennessee. Gene Langley Ford is at 3500 Easton Drive in Humboldt. The dealership and service truly built. You really should try Gene Langley Ford before you buy. Now straddling Easton Drive on one side of the street is the new car division. On the other side is the pre-owned division of Gene Langley Ford. When you shop online, and you can do it 24/7, you don't even have to do your hair. You get a lifetime warranty on all vehicles. Cars, new vehicles, that is, new cars, trucks, or SUVs. GeneLangleyFord.com. as we get started, let's move over to the Weather Center. Larry Newman. Hello, Newman.
Hello, Reeves.
He's in front of the Doppler. Let's get a look at the weather because the wind outside is frightful. Somebody's going to lose a wig over this thing. Larry, it's windy outside.
It's windy. Currently at 73 degrees, feels like 73 degrees. Wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour.
Wow, jeez.
And I mean, that wind is blowing, but it's okay.
But it's okay, folks. Don't freak out. The wind is blowing, but it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Everybody calm down.
Tonight, the low will be 47. Clear and breezy with lows in the mid-40s. West winds 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Diminishing to 5 to 10 miles per hour after midnight. So everything's gonna chill out a little bit. The barometric pressure in Bemis, 29.57, and we are in good shape weather-wise.
Yeah, not much else, but weather-wise, we're in good shape.
Just keep your eye.
Well, here we go. Another Monday. It's Monday. Yeah, and Chuck, did you take Knox to see Cocaine Bear?
Not yet.
Not yet. Make him take you, Knox. 3:19, when we come back, Gina Langley will be here. We'll be chatting with Gina Langley. I love her headgear, I tell you that. Make sure you have a chin strap on that bad boy, or you'll be chasing it down North Highland. We've got a lot to talk about. We get started, but we return here on the Dan Reeves Show with Larry Newman and Gina Langley. Stay right there here on the program, and we will be right. You got an echo there, don't you, big guy? All right, now keep that up right there. Have you heard that before? So, let's see. Let me do this about that. It sounds like I'm in a like a bathtub, doesn't it? Hey, Gina. Well, you look nice. Can you sit over here close to me? Larry's giving me some trouble.
I'm shocked
today. It's did that go away? The hollow sound, did it go away? The speaker's on the other end, big guy. No. Let me see that real quick.
Talk about these chairs.
Well, that's a problem, isn't it? But Larry, you were going to run down, you were saying, what's tomorrow supposed to look like, weather-wise? Do you mind? Do you mind?
No, I don't mind. On Tuesday, it'll be 72 and sunny, and it'll get down to 54 Tuesday night. On Wednesday, 74, but there is a 50% chance of storms all day, and the low will be 55. On Thursday, 64 for the high, thunderstorms, and at Thursday night, it'll be 58 and thunderstorms. On Friday, 58, 30% chance of rain. Friday night, 37 will be the low. Going through the weekend, it's going to be sunny and 53 on Saturday. Mostly clear Saturday night. Low will be 35. Sunday, 58 and sunny. And the low Sunday night will be 40 degrees, and it will be partly cloudy.
Awesome.
So we're
Thank you.
good to go.
Thank you, big guy. Hi, Gina. How you doing?
Hey, Danny. I'm well. How are you? Hello, Danny.
She's coming in here with this spring outfit on.
He fell out of the
Hat
chair.
and all. Love that hat.
Do you want to hear the story about the hat?
Sure.
So
I'm back. Let's talk about me before you
thank
get to
you. Exactly.
Is
Let's
that the
talk
one
about Dan.
Did you get?
No,
Is that the
I
one?
want to
You,
hear about it, Gina.
is that the one you kicked the cat out of?
I don't have a cat.
The cat in the hat.
cat.
No.
It's
Yeah,
everything's about a
that fell
cat.
flat, babe. That really did.
Larry, your cat
it's a
in
good
the
story. Look, it's a good story. Ready?
It's Larry. It was your cat in the hat fell flat. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Well, there was no reason really to revisit that, but okay. Do you want to hear my hat story?
Yes.
Barbaric.
Yeah.
You want to hear my hat story?
Well, if we had time,
Absolutely.
maybe
we do.
tomorrow. Yes, please.
Okay.
You want to tease it and then come back and talk about it?
It is a leopard print cowboy hat from a silent auction at the Blue Suede Dinner and Auction Saturday.
Mike was
and
hot.
there's a story behind it.
Okay. Will you tell it? Will we return? I want to hear it.
Well, I might.
I have like a good memory because I'm cognitively there.
We're with you now. It took us a minute to get cognitively there, but I think we are cognitively here. Larry Newman is here.
I heard the weather. Yeah.
The only reason I mention that is so that Larry knows where he's at. Sometimes he will drift off and he'll say, "Where am I at?"
Is that I've never seen that happen, Larry.
I know.
I don't know what he's talking about.
He doesn't either.
Quiet,
Larry,
quiet,
quiet,
It's
Larry,
a joke.
quiet.
The leaks are absolutely real.
Yeah, you're gonna leak
the
that
news
out.
is fake. Okay, sit down. I understand the rest of your question.
Yeah, we got it now. We get a lot to get into, but when we come back, we'll get the details of that hat.
So before, like,
And I don't mean it disrespectfully.
It
saying
kind of
that
sounded
hat, but
like my hat wasn't important. And there were other things we have to talk about.
well, there are. You may be taking it the wrong way, though.
I don't think
Look,
so.
I've got it. There's enough out here. There's enough cocaine bears in the forest already.
It began with an all-out
assault on the
It was all out assault on the press. But not from the inside, though. We'll be right back, and we'll find out the backstory about Gina's
Fabulous.
leopard print cowboy hats.
Yes.
And we'll see if Gina can tell us. I don't know, Larry, did you do any after parties after the Carl Perkins? What was it?
It was the, I think, 29th annual Carl Perkins Dinner and Auction.
Oh, boy, that
to
was great.
support the prevention of child abuse in Weston. It was phenomenal. The event was phenomenal. They did an amazing job.
They always do. I love the after parties. We had a tournament game. There was no after party.
But why aren't we talking about after? I didn't go to I had my granddaughters. I didn't go to an after party.
That's right.
Don't be rude.
I was at the ball game.
Don't be
Where'd you
rude.
were?
Yeah, we'll be right back. Everybody's a victim today. No after parties over the weekend. All work and no play.
The Southside Hawks play here. 96.5 FM, News Talk West Tennessee. NewsTalkWTN.com. News Talk West Tennessee includes NewsTalk965.com and NewsTalk 96.5 FM, covering local news, sports, and weather on an extensive network of platforms, including radio, social media streaming, digital TV, live stream, podcasts, all on your devices. Our local and live weekday lineup includes Daybreak with Greg Wood and G-Unit, Walker Talks with Chuck Walker and Julie Holt, The Dan Reeves Show with Gina Langley and Larry Newman, Dave Ramsey, Jackson-Madison County Schools Game of the Week, UT Vols Sports, and the Memphis Grizzlies. Local, live, News Talk West Tennessee and NewsTalk965.com. Hear it first on News Talk 96.5 FM. We might be talking about you.
Hi, my name's Dawn. I have been taking BioT at Advanced Medical. My moods are better. I sleep well. My husband has complimented me on the mood swings that are no longer affecting our marriage.
Are these problems affecting your work, your relationships, and your quality of life? You'll be happy to know there's an exciting, natural solution available called BioT. BioT uses a natural way for men and women to correct these problems by safely and accurately balancing hormone levels without the use of synthetic injections or cream.
I got blood work done, and they identified what hormones were out of balance. They gave me the bioidentical hormone pellets through BioT, and now I have more energy, no more brain fog, I'm sleeping better, and I feel like my old self again. I would recommend Advanced Rehab and Medical and their BioT program to anyone suffering with symptoms like mine. It's been life-changing.
To book your appointment, call 731-462-8580. That's 731-462-8580.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. Custom handmade jewelry to suit your taste or melt down your old stuff and create something completely new. Grover has over 35 years as a certified jeweler with While You Wait services that include free jewelry cleaning, fine jewelry, friendly staff, custom designs, quality repairs, and of course, Grover. KingJewelersJackson.com, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson. Follow King Jewelers Jackson on social media for special savings.
Welcome to Hampton Inn & Suites of Jackson. Make yourself at home in any of the 83 rooms or suites. Hampton Inn & Suites exit 83 at I-40 is minutes away from all Jackson destinations like the West Tennessee Healthcare Sportsplex, Casey Jones Village, Jackson-Madison County General Hospital, and many industrial complexes. Enjoy free Wi-Fi, free parking, and free hot breakfast. Also a 24-hour fitness and business center. Welcome to West Tennessee. Make your reservations now by calling direct at 731-427-6100 or visit hampton.com.
Looking to add a little spice to your love life?
Nothing adds spice like gunpowder.
Jackson's only indoor shooting range, date night at the range. Here's what you lovebirds get: a shooting lane for two targets, 100 rounds of ammo, eye and ear protection, and a $30 gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse. All for just $99.99.
Now that's firepower.
Perfect for a gift card from the range. The Range, 2310 North Highland Avenue in Jackson.
Go to therange.com.
Rangers are red, Mustangs are blue, and Gene Langley Ford is ready to help you. Find the car, truck, or SUV you'll fall in love with. Hi, this is Sarah Beth Langley at Gene Langley Ford. We've all heard and seen dating sites, but how about one that matches you to the car, truck, or SUV of your dreams? All this month, visit ValentineCar.com. Enter the make and model you desire, the age and price range, and Gene Langley Ford's Cupid will show you their profiles. And a sweetheart of a deal. And this is one time that test drives aren't just allowed, they're actually encouraged. And rest assured, this is no one-time date either. We have a lifetime warranty, guaranteed financing, and the best service department. So visit ValentineCar.com today. Enter the make, model, age, and price range you're looking for, and you'll have plenty of beauties to choose from. Make this the month you find the car, truck, or SUV of your dreams. You really should try Gene Langley Ford before you buy. The dealership service built.
See dealer for warranty and financing details.
96.5 FM. Home of the Dan Reeves Show.
Weekday afternoons, 3 till 6.
The Southside Hawks play here. 96.5 FM, News Talk West Tennessee. NewsTalkWTN.com.
Monday morning.
What?
Huh?
Wake up time!
hate alarms. They're so loud, they scare you away.
Now, good morning, my friends.
Morning, Beth.
Your breath smells terrible.
That's pretty rough.
Would you rather I lied to you?
Yes, please.
Monday morning.
Back to the old grind.
You ready to start?
Let's start the show.
Okay.
Hey, my mic was hot. We have a cough button. We don't have a sneeze button. And I refuse to use the cough button when it's a sneeze.
Mike was hot.
And I know what you're thinking. What's the difference?
Mike was hot.
That's not what I was thinking.
You got to make a stand somewhere. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And I'm not falling for that. Oh, banana in a tailpipe routine. I can tell you that right now.
Mike was hot.
Mike was hot. My name's Dan Reeves. Gina Lang. Hi, Gina.
Hi, Danny.
Larry Newman is here. Hello, Newman. Hello, Newman.
Hello, Reeves.
He's been over in the Weather Center. Great to have you back in the studio, Larry, in the studio.
Did you hear?
No, I didn't hear that.
So is it spring? Is it or is it winter?
It's,
we're going
to California and Texas
and
New York. And we go to South Dakota.
It's almost spring because it's election time.
And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
It's always election time.
I know it. In Miami, they have... You've been to Miami, right?
I love Miami.
Miami's one of those... Miami and New Orleans, they stand out as... Those are two cities with their own culture and attitude.
Definitely, yeah.
In Miami, there's... On their street signs, it says... The never-ending summer.
Yeah.
It's the never-ending election cycles in America.
In America today, you're absolutely right.
It's an economy all of its own.
Completely.
Lordy. Dan Reeves, Gina Langley, Larry Newman, and we got a guest coming on here in just 1 second.
We do?
Finish that. You want to finish that hat story? And then...
Well, I feel like my thunder's been stolen, actually. I think maybe I should just leave it alone.
Oh, jeez, Gina.
I do. I really tried to talk about it, Larry, on the front end, and he just shut it down and then started talking about himself is what happened.
I've got...
And you're
don't be jealous. Don't be
what way?
Yeah, we do have a special guest coming on. He's a friend of ours to talk about Term Limits Day. It's today.
It's today.
National Term Limits Day. Did you know that?
No, I didn't, but I'm putting it on my calendar for next year.
Well, I
firmly support that.
It's not too late, though. I put up a tree, and Larry smoked one, I think. National Term Limits Day. And on the line with us is Aaron Duckett.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hey, Aaron. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you all then?
We're doing fantastic. I put up a tree. What did you do?
I put up a tree? Is that what you said?
Yes, for National Term Limits Day.
Oh, well, I've been working with our team all over the country, and they've been doing some live streams from various places. We've had people doing sine waves and get-togethers with grassroots and people in some of the state legislatures and getting the job done for term limits in Congress. So we've been busy.
Well, that takes a little bit of my punch away from I just put up a tree.
Well, to your credit, Dan, I didn't know that today was this day, National Term Limit Day.
Well, more people are finding out because of the effort of Aaron and his group. Tell us about termlimits.com is the website, termlimits.com. You'll love that website, Gina.
I'll check it out.
So, okay, Aaron, it's kind of a renewed thing, I think, the push to impose term limits on U.S. Congress. This includes both houses of Congress, the Senate, and, of course, Congress. A new national day has emerged from the term limits movement, February 27th. So tell us about it and what can we do to help here, and why February the 27th?
Yeah, so February 27th, 1951 is the day in American history in which the 22nd Amendment to the Constitution was ratified and presidential term limits became law of the land.
Okay.
So that became the basis for celebrating the term limits movement. Of course, we focus on getting them on Congress. And so we're giving a high five to Congress back in the 50s saying, good job, now you. So that's what we're working on, and we have legislation that's active in Tennessee and going to be moving along pretty shortly. Local hero Chris Todd has filed House Joint Resolution 5.
Really?
And is going to be bringing that along through the House pretty soon.
Okay, this is Gina Langley. So such a pleasure to get to visit with you today. I have a question. This seems like a heavy lift. Aren't they voting against their own privilege and power and staying in there forever?
Well, this is the beauty of what we're doing. We're working on term limits on Congress at the federal level. But as you know, not anytime soon is Congress going to vote for their own term limits for the obvious reasons, right? Self-interest comes into conflict with the need of the reform. So, Article 5 of the Constitution allows that a single-topic Article 5 application can call for a convention to propose that amendment for term limits on Congress, which would be done by the states. So we can actually circumvent Congress to get the proposal put forward. And so what we have active in Nashville, in the state legislature, led by Chris Todd, is legislation that would allow the states to come together to propose that amendment that Congress wants.
That is strong. I mean, I'm completely, suddenly, and shockingly impressed.
Aaron is the real deal, Holyfield. He's no joke.
Oh, I was talking about Chris Todd submitting this legislation.
Chris Todd, same thing. Birds of a feather, right, Aaron?
That's right, exactly. Yeah, we love Chris. He's great. Great sponsor.
I had no idea. You know, that is something that I would say, 100% of Tennessee would support?
Well, you would think so. Are you getting that feeling, Aaron, that all of Tennessee's behind you in the efforts, in Chris Todd's efforts to impose term limits?
Yes, actually the polling bears it out. 82% say they want term limits on Congress, and I challenge anyone to find any other issue in which there's that much unanimity of support on the issue, and that cuts across party lines as well. And so this is really a truly nonpartisan issue, and something I think is going to get done. And in particular, in Tennessee, to get this legislation done, we really have a groundswell of support. We just added, we have a pledge program where legislators will sign a pledge to co-sponsor and vote for the resolution. And we had 12 legislators additionally sign the pledge in the last 2 weeks, bringing our total number of pledge signers in Nashville to 60 pledge signers, which is a huge number.
Oh, that's awesome.
And add to them all the number of people that will vote for it that haven't signed the pledge yet.
So I'm showing my ignorance here. Is this getting a lot of statewide attention? It seems that some of the other legislation, maybe I've heard other people say that drag queen show, it seems like that's really taking a lot of air out of the room.
Yeah, well, I think that's been a principal focus for things recently. But yeah, I think pretty subsequent to that, we'll be moving with this, which, if there's controversy on other bills, well, this is one to mend some fences because it really does appeal across party lines. Absolutely.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Having a nonpartisan piece of legislation or movements, that's almost like seeing a snowy owl these days.
It is. And kudos to Nashville. Americans fighting with Americans or Tennesseans fighting with Tennesseans.
Right.
Never helps the situation. Let's kumbaya it.
Doesn't seem to. But what about Aaron? I hate to say Aaron Duckett with us here on the program. He's been here several times, and you've asked for him to come back. And so here he is. Termlimits.com is the website. And Aaron, with this much support for the American people, but you said Tennesseans, 82% would like to see term limits imposed on Congress and the Senate as well. This almost guarantees it won't happen. I've noticed the things that Americans want, for example, they don't get. You can see overwhelming support for one item, and they go the other way. Representative Republic is what it's supposed to be, and I would suppose that this is one reason why that the people want to see term limits. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's trouble when Congress has been so unresponsive to this movement. Americans have wanted term limits for forever, but especially since the 1990s when our movement and our organization began. It polled maybe more about 2/3 support back then. It's gone up 20 points since, and it's clear Congress is just turning a deaf ear to the will of the American public. They're asking for a hearing on this issue, and they're not getting it. And it's for the obvious reasons. It's self-interest to want to, I think Chris Todd previously on the show, he put it as, it's human nature to build and consolidate and expand a kingdom once you have it. And that's what they do there. They protect themselves. They work on, financially butting out challengers. And so this is a way, by way of our state legislatures, the people can stand with their states who are much more responsive to their needs to say, you know what, enough's enough, and put pressure on Congress. Now, one way this can play out, too, keep this in mind. We get close to require 34 states needed to call a convention to propose term limits on Congress. Just think of this politically, too. It's very possible that Congress, when they get really, really close, they could see the writing on the wall and say, you know what, no, we don't want the states to go propose this term limit. We'll propose it. And so it's very possible by the pressure that's put on them that this could get done that way, too.
Excellent. When I have one more question. Is this going to apply, or are we looking at the state level legislation or representatives in Nashville?
This is purely for the federal Congress. And the reason is we're focusing on Congress because it's like apples and oranges with regard to the need of term limits versus the state level. Philosophically, our organization supports term limits at any level of government. But if you look at just the reality of it, 100% of U.S. senators that ran last year in the midterms won their seats again. 100%.
100%.
The rate of turnover in the Tennessee legislature or any number of other state legislatures is much higher because you have much more of a citizen legislature. They're part-time. They're not paid, exorbitantly. They go grocery shopping among the voters that vote for them and against them. And so there's much more direct accountability to the actions they take in Nashville. Not so in the swamp. They are thousands of miles in many cases away from their constituents. They come home to kiss a few babies and then go back to Washington, D.C. And so they're really protected by an insular culture in Washington, in the Beltway.
Right.
And we want more of a citizen legislature in D.C. That's what we're trying to bring about.
I have one quick question. What's the pushback? Why does Mitch McConnell think he needs to be there for 842 years?
Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi.
Any of them, both sides.
Yes, absolutely. Chuck Schumer, what's her name in South Carolina? Lindsey Graham. That's a great question, Aaron, that Gina just asked. What legitimate pushback are they offering up?
So the go-to line, which is really it is a cop-out, is the line that, we have elections already. They're called term limits. We have term limits already. They're called elections, right? But that's just twisting a phrase. A term limit is a limitation on the number of times you can run for office. Exactly. It is not an election. And it's just a way of deflecting and saying, if I'm, if I'm a professional football team and I say, hey, if you don't like us winning championships, go ahead and challenge us. And you want to challenge with, the equivalent, the financial equivalent, especially of the local high school team. Good luck. You can say, hey, just play against us, just beat us, right? Well, the deck is stacked against you. Exactly. We don't have fair elections. We don't have competitive elections. And so it's really disingenuous to say that. And they know that when they say it. They're completely in the know that when Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi goes back home and says, well, if you don't like me, go ahead and vote me out.
And
they know that there's no one going to mount a real challenge.
Yeah,
they
that's
know
right.
Right. I mean, I say go team on this one. I think it's fabulous.
Yeah, I do too. And Aaron, this comes in on the Advanced Rehab and Medical text line and says, I'm not for term limits for Congress. I think there should be term limits for SCOTUS, the Supreme Court. What do you say to first? Just address the Supreme Court. Should there be term limits for the Supreme Court?
Sure. I don't think that's a mutually exclusive thing. Our actually organization has supported the notion of Supreme Court term limits before. But what we're focusing on is Congress. Really, that's the big mission focus for us is to get done in Congress. So that's the one that has broad polling in support as well across party lines.
Absolutely, I'm with you 100% there. And the Supreme Morons, Supreme Court gave us Citizens United.
They've made some really interesting decisions over the past last year. Over the past year, yeah. We have to live with it till they die.
Yeah, or until we die, more likely. Aaron, isn't it true that the Supreme Court just a few years ago essentially outlawed political corruption? Was it North Carolina's governor or Virginia's governor that was busted with a lobbyist red-handed, and I think he went to prison? They appealed it, and the Supreme Court ruled that if they upheld the ruling and kept him in prison, it would damage the American people's trust in our political system. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, I think I know a few things about trust in Americans' political systems being compromised. And in fact, actually, last year there was a piece that came out, and there was a measure of, and then they've been measuring this. I think Pew did it for the last 40 years, and they measured public trust in our institutions. So they had the public school system, they had the churches, they had the Supreme Court, and all kinds of different institutions that make up our civilization. At the very bottom of that list, that with 7% saying they're doing a good job, was Congress. So, if you want to talk about institutions where there's a lack of confidence, that's the one.
Oh boy, Aaron Duckett joining us in the program. Larry, did you have anything?
Yeah, I've got a question. Is the term limit on the Congress going to match the presidential term limit, 2 terms?
So our application, there's 2 answers to that question. We do have a national amendment proposal in Congress, but we know that it's not going to be presented and passed with 2/3 supermajorities anytime soon. But we're working on that end, right? Because we also have the Article 5 application in the states to put pressure on them. And so at the end, you get close to 34 states, they might actually propose something. We want it to be a good proposal. That proposal would limit one individual to serve no more than 3 terms in the House and 2 terms in the Senate. So you could have an 18-year career still, and that's a pretty stringent term limit. But in the Article 5 application that Chris Todd has filed, it doesn't pre-specify the actual proposal. What it does is calls for that conversation to happen. The purpose of the convention would be then to discuss different proposals, haggle back and forth, and then what is agreed upon by the states then gets sent back to the states for ratification.
Okay.
Well.
Wait,
this guy's pretty impressive, isn't he?
I mean, I'm impressed, definitely. You know what I thought of immediately, though? That song, I'm Just a Bill. Yes, I'm on
Capitol Hill. Yeah, yes. You remember that, don't you, Aaron?
There's a lot of bills going around, but they're coming out of the pockets of special interest lobbyists in there.
Yeah, they got to change up that. They got to change up that song now. On that was on Schoolhouse Rock. Schoolhouse Rock. I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill. Yeah.
Okay, I tried. I mean, that was my attempt at humor. Forgive me.
No, it hit home with me.
I also remember 3 is the magic number from Schoolhouse Rock. Remember that one?
I don't think so.
Oh, yes.
3 is the magic number?
Magic number.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say 34 is that magic number to get to 34 states to get a term limits convention and propose term limits.
There you
that's
go.
Our magic number. How about that?
There you go.
I tell you what, we need to start a children's show and start indoctrinating these kids because, Aaron, honestly, let's be honest about it. We only have a very small window to indoctrinate these kiddos. We need a morning show like Sesame Street. You in, Gina?
No.
Larry, you can be a Snuffleupagus.
I'm gonna be Big Bird.
Yeah.
Danny's Oscar the Grouch.
Aaron will tell you, no, I'll just be Rodney Dangerfield. No respect around here, Aaron. I'll tell you that right now. Let's see. Okay, what? Now, I was reading, and let me ask you this before you get out of here. Some things that we can do to draw attention to this, what is a monumental effort here. And the website is termlimits.com. Today is National Term Limits Day. Now, what can you do out there? Well, there's a few things that you can do. You would have needed to get together a little bit sooner to organize it and do a sign waving at you pick a busy intersection, but you could do some social media posting even tonight, couldn't you, Aaron?
I mean, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, you could. Anyone that's just out there, hey, just this average citizen that wants to have his or her voice told on this, we're collecting that stuff and we're going to put it together. What you can do is record, maybe a video of yourself talking about why you want term limits, and you post it on your social media with the hashtag term limits thing. That will alert it to us, and we'll be able to pull those together. And we have a podcast, No Uncertain Terms, that we'll be putting out some of that information on. So that's kind of great. It gets the message out there. You can also just kind of do some posts on social media about why you want term limits, but use the hashtag Term Limits Day. And you can also go to termlimits.com/takeaction to tell your representatives out in Nashville that you want HJR5 passed.
That sounds great, folks.
Absolutely.
That's not asking too much. You can stay in the comfort of your own home and do this on social media if you'd like it. But hashtag it Term Limits Day. U.S. term limits. And the podcast, you can get that at termlimits.com. You can find out how you can get involved, current actions, news, term limits, all this, and find out all about term limits, U.S. term limits, and what you need to know at termlimits.com, termlimits.com. You can also donate because, well, somebody's got to pay the bills, keep the lights on, keep the internet on.
Yep.
And I got a feeling that you don't have a super PAC behind you. I don't think.
Yeah, you got to keep me running my mouth about term limits. So yeah, let's do it.
So if we go to your website, there's a place to donate there.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Yep, there is.
I was zoned out for a moment. I'm back.
That's okay. Welcome back, Gina. We missed you terribly.
Thank you. I was posting on Facebook about this very thing we're talking about.
That's awesome. Way to go, Gina. Aaron's singing our song, isn't he?
All right, good stuff.
Aaron.
We'll have to share it. Yeah, we're going to look you up.
Aaron, thank you so much. We appreciate you stopping by. And how else can they find out about you and find out about term limits?
Yeah, just go to termlimits.com. You can also find us on YouTube. Just type in U.S. term limits. You can find stuff there. We have a couple different podcasts on the matter, all kinds of good stuff on there.
Aaron, I appreciate you reaching out this morning. It's always a pleasure to have you in. You know you have an open invitation, so anytime you've got something going, just hit me up, and we'll bring you right in. Great to speak with you today.
All right, Dan. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, my friend.
Wow. Who knew?
How about that guy?
I mean,
he does jumping jacks, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's a heavy lift.
I'm telling you that right now.
That is a heavy
lift.
It
is. Way to go, Aaron.
Go, Aaron.
That's, I tell you, if you find something that's bipartisan these days, you found something.
I agree completely.
Because, you've the new excuse with Larry always uses it, but he gets in trouble.
Right.
Wasn't me. It was a Democrat pretending to be me, is what Larry says.
Okay, that's his go-to?
Yep. It works.
Mine is, I do not recall, and I need an attorney. That's a Kathleen Madigan joke.
Yeah. Jeez. That's funny. It's also scary, isn't it, Larry?
It's scary.
Been there, done that. Yeah, and if you keep pushing it, Gina, we're going to have to fact shame you. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll tell you what. I know you're jealous about my hat. It's
I love
written
that. I am.
all
Yes.
over your face.
I am jealous. That hat looks fantastic, doesn't it, Larry?
It does. I've already said
It is
so.
amazing. This hat was fought hard for during the silent auction at the Blue Suede Dinner and Auction fundraiser for the Carl Perkins Center for the Prevention of Child Abuse Saturday night.
Thank God you say it the right way, not the Carl Perkins Center for Child Abuse.
I know, I've heard that before. Yeah.
I know people don't it's an honest mistake.
Yeah.
But it's for the prevention.
I got
of child
in
abuse.
a bidding war over this hat. And I had my granddaughters with me, so I couldn't act too ugly.
So at some point you dialed it back just a bit?
And,
you
the
were
whole
really
evening,
maturing
the
well, I
whole
tell you.
evening, I had my granddaughters.
Well, I've noticed that, man, China is eating up with COVID-19. Have you guys seen that?
I have caught bits and pieces of that. I thought they had a no tolerance, like zero COVID.
Well, they did, and it worked out well for them the first time around. But now, when everyone got back out, when they had COVID beat down, no one has any natural immunity.
Right.
So they got big time problems. They're going to have to swallow their pride and call up Kenneth Copeland, I guess. He'll make it go away like he did here. Oh, wait a minute. No, he didn't. You remember that, Larry?
I remember.
Kenneth Copeland. COVID-19. Oh, Larry, you'd be good as that guy that stands behind him. Repeats everything he says.
I know.
You know?
Why are you picking on Larry? Can we talk about that?
I wasn't picking on him. It was a compliment.
How's this different from any other day?
Geez, what? Now, don't get him started because he will go into playing a victim in a heartbeat, and he doesn't really need any prompting to do so.
I feel like he's going
It
to
was
start
a
talking
compliment.
about himself here shortly, Larry, don't you?
When we come back, I'll tell you about what I did over the weekend. Finally, we'll give you what you came to see. No, when we do return, though, we've got local sports news, and tonight we're going to be out in Chester County broadcasting and telecasting the region tournaments. Jackson Southside, the ladies play tonight. In the second game, South Gibson plays in the first game. We'll run that down for you in just a sec. Here on News Talk 96.5 FM. A good Monday afternoon. It is 3:57.
Did you hear you can now earn your degree or certificate online at Jackson State Community College with degrees and certificates in criminal justice, business, healthcare, tech, and more? There's never been a better time to pursue your education online from the comfort of your own home. Jackson State also offers remote and hybrid options to cater to your busy schedule. Learn more about their online programs at jscc.edu/online.
Is dedicated to providing the highest quality cardiovascular care in West Tennessee. At Corbin Cardiology, our patient-centered approach, along with a full array of diagnostic imaging services, sets us apart from other cardiovascular clinics. Corbin Cardiology has clinics in Bartlett, Dyersburg, Lexington, and the newest location is now open in Jackson at 58 Murray Guard Drive. To schedule an appointment in office or by telemedicine, visit CorbinCardiology.com
or call 731-513-5701.
Get all the latest news, talk, weather, and sports. NewsTalkWTN.com and 96.5 FM.
.59, it's almost straight up 4 o'clock. Can you believe it? Yay! 73 degrees. And yes, I know you're checking your calendar. It's not April. It's February 27th, 2023. It's 4 o'clock.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM, 96.5 FM, Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Jurors in Alex Murdaugh's murder trial and the shooting deaths of his wife and son will get to visit the South Carolina home where the killings took place before they begin deliberating. Judge Clifton Newman.
Upon request of either side, the court will allow a jury view. I will not ask the jury to decide whether or not they want a view. I think that could invite premature deliberations in the case.
54-year-old lawyer Alex Murdaugh charged with murder in the deaths of his wife and son. He faces up to 30 years to life in prison if convicted. Before the jury visit issue came up, both sides suggested that closing statements and deliberations could begin this week. Also at townhall.com, in Oklahoma, up to 9 tornadoes reported on Sunday, 12 people injured. Those winds toppling trees and power lines, closed roads, and damaged homes in businesses around Norman, Cheyenne, and Shawnee. The Supreme Court will hear challenges to a plan that could reduce or wipe away student loan debt for millions of borrowers.
The Supreme Court will hear arguments Tuesday on President Biden's federal student debt forgiveness plan. The debt relief was announced last August but put on hold by federal judges. A ruling could impact millions of college borrowers. The court will hear challenges from 6 Republican-led states and 2 students, including Myra Brown, who was deemed ineligible because her loans are commercially held. The justices will likely ask whether the states and borrowers can show that they're harmed by the plan and whether it was enacted properly under the HEROES Act, passed after 9/11, to allow the Secretary of Education to modify the terms of federal student loans in connection with a national emergency. Jennifer King, Washington.
Stocks finishing higher. The Dow up 69 points. The NASDAQ adding 72. More at townhall.com.
Relief Factor, pain relief that's natural, pain relief that works, and pain relief that attacks the source of the pain. That's the experience of tens of thousands of Americans who are taking Relief Factor right now. See their incredible video endorsements at relieffactor.com and then order your 3-week quick starter pack for just $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Find out if it can work for you like it works for me by ordering your 3-week quick starter pack today. relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. Be the next success story.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month.
SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercial.
Schools have reopened in Syria's northwest region. That's after closing when the February 6th earthquake devastated the region, killing tens of thousands. Correspondent Julie Walker has the update.
Many of the schools were being used as temporary shelters following the 7.8 magnitude earthquake that struck Turkey and parts of neighboring Syria. Those living there were asked to move to tents. Ibrahim Hashoum has been living in a tent with his family, including young children, since their home was destroyed. He says his cousin's family lost 14 people when the house collapsed on them. Meanwhile, prices of tents have been skyrocketing amid shortages in a region where more than 90% of the population live in poverty and rely on aid for food and medicine. I'm Julie Walker.
Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. An NYC road sign is quickly replaced after a former baseball great's name was misspelled.
Swing and a miss for the New York City Department of Transportation. While trying to honor former baseball great Jackie Robinson, they spelled the Hall of Famer's first name Jakie. The sign spotted Sunday in Queens featured a picture of Robinson over the words Jackie Robinson Parkway. The error was quickly called, and a spokesman for the Department of Transportation says the botched sign has been replaced. Robinson broke baseball's color barrier with the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1947. I'm Shelley Adler.
Houston number 1 for the second straight week in the AP College basketball poll. Number 2, Alabama. Number 3 was Kansas. UCLA and Purdue round out the top 5. More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm John Scott.
Kick off the new year with new home upgrades from Hiller. This month, when you buy something you need for your home, we'll give you something you want. For a limited time, when you purchase a new whole home generator, new tankless water heater, or select new HVAC systems, we'll give you a free 55-inch TV, free Solo smokeless stove, or a free Nintendo Switch. Pick your prize when you upgrade essential systems for your home. Don't wait. Book online at happyhiller.com today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Rangers are red, Mustangs are blue, and Jean Langley Ford is ready to help you. Find the car, truck, or SUV you'll fall in love with. Hi, this is Sarah Beth Langley at Jean Langley Ford. We've all heard and seen dating sites, but how about one that matches you to the car, truck, or SUV of your dreams? All this month, visit ValentineCar.com. Enter the make and model you desire, the age and price range, and Jean Langley Ford's Cupid will show you their profiles. And a sweetheart of a deal. And this is one time that test drives aren't just allowed, they're actually encouraged. And rest assured, this is no one-time date either. We have a lifetime warranty, guaranteed financing, and the best service department. So visit ValentineCar.com today. Enter the make, model, age, and price range you're looking for, and you'll have plenty of beauties to choose from. Make this the month you find the car, truck, or SUV of your dreams. You really should try Jean Langley Ford before you buy. The dealership service built.
See dealer for warranty and financing details.
Looking to add a little spice to your love life?
Nothing adds spice like gunpowder.
Jackson's only indoor shooting range. Date night at the range. Here's what you lovebirds get. A shooting lane for two targets, 100 rounds of ammo, eye and ear protection, and a $30 gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse. All for just $99.99.
Now that's firepower.
Perfect for a gift card from the range. The Range, 2310 North Highland Avenue in Jackson.
Go to therange.com.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
News Talk West Tennessee includes NewsTalk965.com and NewsTalk 96.5 FM, covering local news, sports, and weather on an extensive network of platforms, including radio, social media streaming, digital TV, live stream, podcasts, all on your devices. Our local and live weekday lineup includes Daybreak with Greg Wood and G-Unit, Walker Talks with Chuck Walker and Julie Holt, The Dan Reeves Show with Gina Langley and Larry Newman, Dave Ramsey, Jackson-Madison County Schools Game of the Week, UT Vols Sports, and the Memphis Grizzlies. Local, live, News Talk West Tennessee and NewsTalk965.com. Hear it first on News Talk 96.5 FM. We might be talking about you. It's always severe weather season in West Tennessee. When severe weather strikes, we're here for you. 96.5 FM, NewsTalkWTN.com.
If you purchase or import into the state of Florida a larger than 1 gallon bottle of wine, it's a misdemeanor in the first go around. If you
This is not headline news. The average American is too heavy to ride an attraction at Universal Studios' new Super Mario Land.